Hey lovelies, thanks for stopping by my channel today. I'm excited to be bringing you today's Battle of the Beauty. Yes, today we're gonna have a showdown between 3 vinyl liquid lipstick brands. Well, liquid lipstick products from 3 brands. You know what I'm saying. I am here to give you all my thoughts on 3 of the new glossy long wear lip products that I have been trying. I have given all of these a go several times. I'm going to give you all of my thoughts. I will be honest, they all have their pros and their cons, so you're probably going to want to wait till the end. So if you've been on social media at all recently, you will know that the whole like long wear glossy vinyl lip trend has been a thing. I think Haus Labs is the first one that I saw, but I've been seeing tons of brands starting to come out with these. I think shiny lips are having their moment again. You know, glosses have really made a comeback in the last like year or so, but even the best long wear gloss still wears off. So the promise of these being like long wear, glossy, transfer proof, I was like, very intrigued. So the Haus Labs Atomic Shake Lip Lacquer is the first one that I got. I have the red Coral Shine shade here. We're gonna go into that. I also have not one, but 4 of the Maybelline vinyl, what are they calling these? Superstay Vinyl Ink, yes. So these obviously drugstore price. I just couldn't help myself. I picked up one, tried it, and picked up a couple more shades. So that's probably a little bit of a hint at what I think of these. And the last product that I got is the Urban Decay Vice Lip Bond Glossy Liquid Lipstick. These names, y'all, they're getting so long. So I'm gonna be showing you swatches of all these. I'm gonna show you pictures or video of these on my lips. I am wearing one right now. And I'm gonna give you my thoughts on all 3 of these brands. So I will have everything timestamped down below if you're just curious about one of these. But really, like I mentioned, they do all have pros and cons. So you might wanna stick it through. I'm gonna try to keep it brief and concise. We'll see. So let's go ahead and start off with Haus Labs since that's the first one I got. All right, so if you follow me on Instagram, you probably saw my wear test of this. I tried it on for the first time and wore it throughout the day and gave my thoughts on it. I was also kind of excited Haus Labs used my reel on their Instagram page, so you can check it out on either mine or on theirs. So here is a picture of the shade. I have to say, the shade is to die for. Now, as of right now, this product only comes in 4 shades, which is kind of a bummer, but I have to say, like, if you're gonna have a product and you want to do it right, maybe the best way is to have a limited shade range as far as like lip colors, as far as like eyeshadows, lips. Maybe the best thing to do is to start small and build from there and really just see how the product does. I will say I would not be surprised if Haus tries very quickly to get more of these out because I know that they've been super popular. They keep selling out and with good reason. I think that this is a very nice product. So the pros for me is the shine. Like this is, out of all 3 of these products, I think it is the most high shine of the 3 of them. It is the one that stayed the shiniest for the longest, and it just really has that super lacquery look. It definitely has that like liquid latex look to it. I will say that I also think that this is the thickest of the 3 formulas. That could be a good thing or a bad thing. I do think that it lends itself to filling in like lip lines a little bit more just because of the thickness, but it also looks like you've painted your lips. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that that's necessarily a bad thing, but it definitely looks like you have something on top of your lips as opposed to your lips being a different shade. So this, again, all 3 of these say you need to shake it for at least 5 seconds to, of course, mix up the magic that's inside. So you want to make sure to give this a really good shake. And I noticed the first time that I put this on, you want to swipe and really just like let it sit there for 15 to 30 seconds. And you don't want to like blot your lips because the first time I did that, you know, just like anytime you wear a liquid lipstick or a lipstick, you kind of like swipe it on and do this thing. You don't want to do that. There's no rubbing, there's no smearing because it actually sort of like separates the product again. So you just want to make sure to swipe and go and be done with it. So again, the pros of this one, super high shine. I love this color specifically. If they come out with more shades, I think that's going to be great. Depending on what you look for in texture, this does have like a nice coaty feel to it. It's not super drying. I didn't actually find any of these to be overly drying, but I didn't find this to be drying at all. Did it wear well? Yes, it absolutely did. It was totally transfer proof. Now on the inside of the lip where there tends to be a bit more moisture constantly, like if I had a straw, the straw would have like a slight little bit of tint on it, but I could totally like kiss my hand. I kissed Jeremy wearing it and he was, you know, he sort of like, when I went in for a kiss, he was like, I don't want that on me because it's so bright, you know? And I was like, I promise this isn't going to transfer. So that's appreciated. Now, it is sticky. It is something that has that little bit of tack to it, like no matter what. But I think that pretty much any high shine lip product that is going to wear well is going to have that tackiness to it, right? You're just going to have that just because that's what keeps it on the lips. So I wouldn't say that it's uncomfortable, but it definitely was there. So if you don't like a sticky lip, I don't think that this is going to be a product that you will be okay with, in my personal opinion. Now, I think with any of these, you're going to have to be careful not to eat super greasy foods because that will totally break down any of these. They all really need a good oil-based makeup remover to get them off. So if you are eating even like a salad with an oily dressing, or of course pizza or something like that, it will break down this product. So just be aware of that. But you know, if I got my lips wet from drinking or anything, it was not a problem at all. Now, after I did eat something that had a little bit of oil to it, I did start to notice a bit of breakup. I think that this product is going to be the hardest to touch up and have it look great once it does start doing that breakup, just because it is a little bit thicker. So I think that it's just going to show a little bit more if you're trying to like put a coat over the top. I did not do that with this yet, so I can't say for sure, but I just felt like towards the end of the day, now it lasted a really long time. Like I'm talking like 10 hours long. It lasted a long time. But if for some reason your makeup did start to break up, I think this is going to be the most difficult to reapply and have it look smooth. So I hope that that is helpful. Again, the shiniest, but it's also going to be the least touch-upable for me. And of course, it only comes in 4 colors right now, so that's kind of a con as well. This one, by the way, is $26. Okay, so let's bump down in price here. We're gonna talk about the Maybelline Super Stay Vinyl Ink. So these are much cheaper. Now, I will say I found them at Target for $9.99. They were at my local Walgreens for like $12.99 or $13.99, but they were buy one, get one half off. You know how drugstores do. So just kind of like shop around. I think you'll probably find these from anywhere from like 10 to 14 bucks, depending on where you live. So right away, the cost, that's gonna be a total plus because you can have 2 plus shades for the price of one of these others. Now, I will say that this is the least shiny vinyl lacquery of all 3 of them. It is what I'm wearing right now. I have the shade Dainty on. Yes, I have the shade Dainty on. So as you can see, this is not super high shine. I would say that this is more like a really creamy bullet lipstick, but it does not come off. Like, it does not come off. There was like the tiniest bit again from like the inside of my lips, probably where it just like stays moist all the time. Sorry for using the M word, but it's what happens. So that is the only thing. It is not drying at all. It's not like, you know, like a classic liquid lipstick. And this also has much more shine to it than your classic like matte liquid lipstick. And for me, one of my favorite formulas of liquid lipstick that there were the ColourPop, but the satin ones, the satin lippies. So this sort of feels like that, but it's transfer proof. At least, you know, very transfer resistant. Now these do have a little bit of tack to them, but I would say they are the least sticky of the group, probably because they are the least shiny in the group. Now I did get 4 shades. I have worn 3 out of the 4 shades. The only one that I haven't worn is the darkest one, Lippy. I think I'll probably just pull that one out in fall. So I like this. I will say I do think that this one is the one to wear off the soonest. I don't know if that's the formula. I don't know if it's because it isn't quite as sticky as the others, but I do think that I wore it on shoot when I was in LA, and like after lunch, I felt like I needed to touch it up. Now, that being said, I just put another coat right over the top and there were no problems at all. It didn't pill, it didn't bunch, it still looked great. And I was wearing the shade Peachy for that. And I think part of the reason why it's really easy to touch this one up is because it is a very thin formula. So you're not going to get quite as much like layering of product if you do need to touch up. So I really like this. It came in a variety of shades. The one thing I will say is don't go by the color that's on the package. It really is not anything like what is inside necessarily. So I went on to the Maybelline website. I have to say, like, that wasn't like overly helpful. I tried to go on their Instagram. I just kind of like searched around and ended up grabbing a couple, and I like all of them. Like I said, I haven't worn Lippy yet, but I think she'll be a good fall color. Now, I really like Peachy. That one is a great, like, you know, just kind of like nude, but not like overly concealer lips for me. And then this Dainty color, I really like this one. This one I think is a very, it's like a corally pink. It's like a warm pink nude. Wow, okay. And then Koi was the first one I tried on and I just fell in love with it. It's a very beautiful pinky mauve. Kind of reminds me of Lumiere from ColourPop and Kathleen Lights, but like a brighter version of it. Anyway, I'm not gonna like dig into these colors, but that is one of the pros for me is at $10, I feel like I can have a few more of these. But if you're looking for that really high shine lip, you're not going to get that from this. It's really more of like a long wear lip color that has more of a, you know, like a creamy bullet look to it. That's what I would say there. So I don't think that there's necessarily any cons to these. By the way, I wanted to go over the scent. I cannot remember if the Haus Labs, no, I don't think that Haus Labs has a scent. I mean, if anything, it's kind of that like, you know, right away when it first goes on, it's sort of that like, I don't want to say paint scent because I don't want to turn you off if you're like, oh my God, I don't want to smell like chemicals. It's not super strong. It goes away, but right away it does have that little bit of like paint scent. Now these Maybelline ones, they do have, it's lovely. It's a little bit more cake. They smell like cake. I really like those. So they do have a scent. For some people that's going to be a no, but I don't mind it at all. And again, can't smell it at all. So if you don't need something that's super high shine, if you like something that's in more of this mid-range finish, if you want something that you can touch up if need be and you don't mind if it wears off a little bit, these are a beautiful option for $10. And when I got it at Target, there was a Circle app coupon for $2 off. So I actually got the first one for $7.99. Total steal. So now let's move into the Urban Decay. So this is another one that has quite a few shades. Now, I got mine at Ulta, and Ulta did not have that many in stock, but I did get the shade Shock Value, which is this beautiful, hot pink. I really like this shade. When I was in store, I did also swatch a few others. The dark purple one was really pretty. It's not really like my jam necessarily, but it was very pretty. There was also a like warm nudie shade called PDA. That one wasn't in stock either, but I did really like that if you just wanted some suggestions. So these ones are $25. So some pros of this is that this again is a little bit shinier. I would say it's somewhere in the middle. It's not as shiny as the Haus, but it's more shiny than the Maybelline. So this is a really nice glossy lip color. It did last all day long. It did not wear off. I would say that it really has the same wearability as the Haus Labs. I mean, maybe if I gave Haus like a 9, I would maybe give this one an 8 or like an 8.5. Maybe I noticed just a little bit more wear, but this is a thinner formula again. And this one I did end up touching up partway through the day just because after I ate, what was it that I had for lunch? A sandwich? I think I had a sandwich and it was like, the middle was sort of like worn down a little bit, and with like a hot pink, it just looked, I just looked a little worn, you know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to get a fresh coat on and it worked great. There was no pilling, there was no bunching. It looked beautiful. So again, for touch-ups, I think that this is going to be another great option. Now on these, I don't notice a scent at all. So that was nice as well for those of you that don't enjoy fragrance in your cosmetics. I do think, and I don't know if it's just because I've been trying all of these, but I did feel like my lips were a little bit more dry after using this one. I don't know if that's just me. I don't know if it's just because, you know, my lips were dry, but I did feel like I noticed that they were a little bit dry at the end of the day. So I guess I would, no, I don't feel like the Maybelline ones dry out my lips at all. Now I will say, if you have tried, I know there were a couple brands, I think CoverGirl did it originally way back in the day, and I think Chanel has something where it's like a long wear lip color that you put on first, and then you put the gloss over the top. And usually those things are like crispy on your lips, right? This is not like that at all. They are not on that level of dryness at all. They are not even on the level of like a matte lip dryness by any means. I think that maybe it could just be that I've just been doing so much to my lips for this video. So I have no problem. I think I could wear any of these like a few days a week and not have a problem with it at all. So before any final thoughts, I just want to show you up close swatches of all of the shades that I purchased in case you want to see them. Maybe you'll be able to see a little bit of a difference in the finish. I really tried to kind of like angle it into the light so that you could see that, but I just don't know if on my arm you'll see it like you would on the lips, but hopefully the pictures / video that you see will help with that as well. Here we have all of the lipstick shades. We have the Haus Labs Red Coral Shine. This is Urban Decay Shock Value. This is Maybelline Peachy, Maybelline Koi, Maybelline Dainty, and Maybelline Lippy. And I'm going to try to see if I can get some of the sheen of these. Obviously, arm skin is a little different than lip skin. All right, so at the end of the day, I think that each of these is going to be perfect for a different person, or maybe they're all perfect for you depending on what you're looking for that day. So I think part of it is going to be how high shine do you want your product to be? What type of, thickness are you looking for? Is the long wear the most important thing to you, or are you okay with something that, yeah, maybe you do need to touch up a little bit? So these all had their pros and their cons, like I said. So I don't know that I can say like there's one that reigns supreme. I mean, the Haus Labs, as far as like that lacquer look, this is going to be it. Like this is the only one that I felt like really gave me that like, whoa, lacquery look. I think just because it was a little bit thicker. The next in line would be the Urban Decay. Now, as far as color choices, the Maybelline and the Urban Decay totally kill it, because I think they both have some beautiful choices. Whether you're looking for something bright and bold, whether you're looking for something more like everyday, they both had options for you. Now, of course, if you're like me and you want a few shades of a few options, maybe you want something that's a little bit lower price. So you're gonna go with the Maybelline. I think that I've totally put my stamp of approval on these. And as long as you don't need like high shine, if you're just looking for like a long wear lip that isn't quite so crispy, this is gonna be a really great one. So they do all have their pros and their cons. So I guess for me, since I bought all of these with my own money, that's a good thing for me because I do like all of them. I don't think that, any of them are a waste of money for me. I mean, while $25 or $26 isn't the most I've ever spent on a lip product, it isn't the least expensive either. So I'm glad that I really did enjoy all of these. All right, I hope this quick little review was helpful for you. I'm sorry that I can't just like give one the ultimate crown, but I think that you really do have to break down the pros and the cons. So hopefully I did that for you today. Let me know if you purchased one of these, if you've tried it out, please, we can have a chat here in the community. I'd love to hear your opinion as well on these, but that is going to be it for today, lovelies. I hope you are having a wonderful week. Thank you so much for taking some time out of your day to spend it with me. It really does mean so much, and I will see you really soon.